What is going on, guys? This is Jay Kraft with the Facebook group Bowl Around Pickers Lounge, coming at you live again from beautiful Fresno, California for another Sunday Reseller Roundup. And boy, oh boy, have some things changed. First of all, guess where we're at? We're here on YouTube for the first time ever. And I think we're going to have an exciting episode because of that. We've made a lot of changes. But let's get into today's top stories. We're going to be talking about how it's time to take a serious look at the changes that are coming to the USPS in 2019. We're going to be doing an extensive breakdown on some of the rate changes and things that you need to know regarding those rate changes, guys. On top of that, we're also going to be talking about what Trump did regarding e-packets in China and the impact it's going to have on our market as well as some of the other markets worldwide. And then we're also going to be talking about some of the changes here on YouTube and who we are and everything that's going on, because it's kind of a little bit important. But first thing first, let's get me scooted over to the other corner. There we go. And we're gonna lose a little bit of our background music, but that's okay for right now. So those of you who are watching, or it's your first time here, maybe you subscribed to me a little while back and you just haven't taken the time to travel over to Facebook and check out who we are and what we're doing. My name's Jay. We've been doing this Sunday Reseller Roundup on Facebook for about 6 months now, and I felt now would be a better time than ever to go ahead and make that transition across to YouTube. So here we are. This is our premiere episode on here. Those of you who don't know, the group is right over here, facebook.com/groups/Pickers Lounge. It's about 1,300 of us strong who are all on there with the goal of helping each other succeed on the world of e-commerce. So everything from eBay, Amazon, Mercari, and we even got some international sellers as well on there working some interesting platforms too. But it's just a gathering of like-minded individuals who all kind of care about each other. It's really, really interesting what we've built here online, and we felt that it would be time to take this over to YouTube so we could expand our audience out just a little bit more than what we have now. You know, before we were doing it on Facebook, we had a much smaller presence there because you'd have to join our group to be able to see our content. But here we are. So on top of that, we have some other little lovely links over here. This top one is for a website called Pirate Ship. It's going to save you a ton of money on shipping. We're going to explain why here a little bit later, why that's going to be important. And as I said, if you want to join our group, you're more than welcome to. We have discussions that happen nonstop in the background as well. On top of that, we got this one right here. This is Patreon. We're going to talk a little bit later about that and the great people who are in the Patreon program who help make this entire show possible. And then if you want to give us a one-time donation, we have a PayPal as well as a super awesome super chat feature. You'll see a little $ next to the comment line if you'd like to leave us a super chat. So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to be here tonight, patrons and non-patrons alike, as well as people wandering in from YouTube as well. I also want to give a special thanks to our brand new team of moderators that are going to help regulate things behind the scenes for me in the event that we have some trolls come on through, which can happen on YouTube from time to time. So thank you to everyone for coming. I see Pam, I see Corey, I see we got Steven in the house, we got a Smiley Girl, we got Judy. There's a lot of you guys from Facebook that simply don't have the username situation sorted out. So we're going to get that figured out probably over the next week or two. So if I don't know who you are, I apologize for that. But yeah. So what else do we got going on? I do want to let everyone know that this is a live Q&A. If you have any questions, by all means, please ask them, and we will make sure that we get to all of them tonight. We might not get to them right away because we got some training that we're going to be going through, but tonight's show is definitely one you don't want to miss. If you have an opportunity to grab a pen and paper, it can't hurt. But what's really great about what we're doing here on YouTube, as I've always talked about before, you know, my workflow gets really, really screwed up when I have to go through and do post-production after the show's over. Well, with this, once the stream is done, the entire stream is going to be viewable again. And on top of that, the biggest change from Facebook is I should look much sharper right now. I should be coming in closer to high definition. If you click on the little settings wheel, you can go all the way up to 1080p and you'll be able to see straight into my soul. That's how sharp the definition is. But if you're running on a rural connection, which I know a lot of my viewers are in the mountains, you may want to adjust your settings to either 360 or 480 to be able to make sure that the stream doesn't have any interruptions. If you do have issues with the connection as well, please let me know. And I'm sorry that we have to go through all these formalities, but I know a lot of you, believe it or not, are first-timers using YouTube. So I want to make sure that everyone is fully aware of some of the little intricacies. And if you're having any troubles leaving comments, you're having any issues using YouTube as a whole, just send me a message after the show. I'll be happy to help you out, okay? So what else do we got going on? We got our goals out of the way. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, and I also forgot to mention this episode sponsored by Amazon UPCbarcodes.com, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. So, Mr. Adam Cray, if we use Pirate Ship, does eBay still charge a shipping fee? It looks like they have been using Pirate Ship for a week or so. And thanks, we doing something wrong? That's a fantastic question. So that shipping charge that you're seeing from eBay is actually them just taking their standard percentage out of whatever you charge for shipping. And the reason they do that is because they have a thing called freight fraud. And we used to have issues with people listing, let's say, electronic scooters on eBay for $1 and then charging $999 shipping, basically trying to circumvent eBay's fees. So what they did was they went ahead and pegged a fee onto the shipping cost as well. With the training that we do within our group, we strongly advise that 99% of your listings should have free shipping. And if that sounds like madness to you, we have a method. It's called robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's obviously not my licensed name for that, but that's what I call it. You know, basically, if you have your comp online as a $20 plus $5 shipping, you would be at $25 free shipping, preferably $24.99 free shipping. You're essentially going to walk away with the same amount of money, but in turn, you're going to be able to be more competitive online, be able to offer that free shipping. Your fees are going to be a little bit flatter. And then when you're bringing your orders across to Pirate Ship, you're not going to see, you're still going to see the fees, but it's going to make a little bit more sense. Judy says, not ugly. eBay should deduct the amount of the actual shipping that we pay. They have that capability. They really do. They totally do, but let's be honest, it's a little bit of a cash grab, but we can totally get into that later. I'm more than happy to answer your question, Adam. Thank you for taking the time to pop in. And those of you who are first-timers here, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. We are 742 subscribers away from monetization. And why is monetization important, guys? Because then it allows us to get better equipment, get us permanent set. Those of you who've been following me for the entire time know that I've been doing this for almost 2 years. And this month, it's the first month that I'm actually taking a paycheck. On Patreon right now, we're generating close to $400, of which I spent $200 on a new router today because our router decided to die the other night. So we got one of the top-of-the-line routers to be able to try and stream at 30 frames a second. And on top of that, the other big benefit, and I heard this before, people would tell me, I don't like commenting on Facebook, but because the time the comment gets to you, you're already moved on to something else. Well, with YouTube, the way we're doing it now, we have a 3 to 4 second delay. And those of you who are on Facebook know the delay was almost 30 seconds someday. So now we're on this microscopic delay. It's only 3 or 4 seconds. So if you have a comment, you have something you want to input, something you want to add to the show, it's going to be instant. We'll be right on top of it. Corey says, you're on your way to 1K, bro. Just keep it up. You know what? I'm trying, guys. You know, I need you to tell all your friends to go tell all your friends. That's basically what we need to get to 1,000 overnight or something. We're going to need some serious help. Hello to you, Tammy. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. So let's go ahead and get on to the news here. Trump takes a stand for America when it comes to discounted shipping. President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. would withdraw from the Universal Postal Union, a $192 country treaty that helps to set international postage rates. We talked about this treaty before. If you haven't seen my previous video about how e-packets are the death of America's economy, make sure you go back and check that out on my channel. It's about 3 weeks back. But this deal was set about 144 years ago with the basic premise to be able to help third world countries or countries that are coming into development to be able to help them get on par with other economic superpowers, countries like America. The thing is, too, a lot of the articles that you're going to see online, whether you're pro-Trump or whether you're against Trump, a lot of them are paraphrasing this as Trump taking a stab at China. Like, here we go. We're just going to hit them right where it hurts. We're going to get China right in the heart, and we're going to try and make sure that they bleed as much money as possible. Well, the reality is, yeah, we're going to make them bleed, but I don't think that's the full intent behind it. I think that a lot of these articles really should repackage themselves, and this isn't the the political side of me speaking out, but I really do feel that Trump has America's best interest in mind when he's doing this, because it's about making sure that America is retaining as much of its value as possible and only handing out handouts to countries that truly need it right now. So China's been, as far as I'm concerned, taking advantage of this for quite a while now. I mean, this was put into place 144 years ago, and long before China was a superpower. I mean, if we look at where they're at right now, a lot of people don't know this, but it's America as the number one, the mega superpower as far as economy is concerned, and then China's number two. They're right on our tail, and it's really starting to get tighter and tighter. If we look at the growth between 2018 and 2019, as far as total growth, GDP for each one of those countries, we see that America had a 2% gain last year, but we look at China, they're showing a 6% gain. 6%, 3 times the amount of growth that we had here in America. And part of that has to do with the fact that when these e-packets or these tiny little mailers come in from China, it's that it's being subsidized by our American government. We're offsetting the cost to be able to help them get goods over here across the ocean to us. And those of you who aren't super familiar with it, the fact that you go on eBay or any one of these other sites like Alibaba or something, you see an item that's on there for 99 cents free shipping, and they deliver it out to you in one of those little brown or gray poly mailers. Those are the e-packets. And if you don't know this, it costs about 20 cents for them to send one of those over here. 20 cents. And I really went on this really big rant about this on my last video, just about the fact that it costs me more money to get an item from California, to Nevada, or even from my side of the street to the other side of the street, than it costs to get an item from China all the way to New York. And then that type of thing, we can sit here and we can, some people will say, oh, they're just whining about the situation. But the reality is it's very unfair. It's unfair to business owners here domestically as well. On top of that, this was attempted to be reworked in 2016. They went in, they tried to renegotiate some of the pricing, but that really didn't have a major impact on it. And some people come to me and they say too, like, Jay, it's not just China. And I get that. There's a lot of countries that are benefiting from this. Like, we look at countries like Niger and Jordan and Ethiopia and other emerging countries that truly do need a little bit of a helping hand to be on even playing field economically and to be able to step into a global market with their products. There's countries that have amazing products and they want to be able to step into a global field. They're not able to because some of the postal rates, and when you look at the value of the dollar in their country and the cost to deliver goods, it makes complete sense as to why. But when I say China is a major factor in it, it's very much so true, because 60% of the inbound packages that are coming to America come from China. Those e-packet packages are coming from China. So when they say Trump is taking a stab at China, I kind of get where they're coming from, because they are going to be the biggest impacted, but they are the biggest impacted for good reason. Yeah, so as I said, it's about slowing down the pacing at which China is getting ahead right now. And I do kind of get that. Earlier today, though, Trump, I woke up to seeing the news article saying that Trump did confirm that he is going to be removing America from this deal. So there's a lot of things that are kind of going to be coming from that. And we're going to be going into that here in just one second about the impact that is going to happen on the world, a world without e-packets. Real quick, though, we're going to stop and thank our sponsor for today's show, AmazonUPCBarcodes.com. If you aren't using AmazonUPCBarcodes.com yet and you need amazing barcodes for your Amazon listings, make sure you check them out and use promo code BOLO, B-O-L-O, at checkout and get 10% off your order. Their barcodes are GS1 verified and they're filthy cheap. I don't know if you guys have ever gone online to try and buy a barcode before for yourself at GS1. They're like $100 a pop, but over at AmazonUPCBarcodes.com, you can get them like 20 of them for $2. And they mail them out to you. And even if you have trouble using it, you're setting up your first listing, they'll go ahead and give you a hand with that as well. So definitely check them out. So the impact of the world without e-packets. You know, I went ahead and stopped and tried to put some, we're having a little bit of connection issues there. Sorry about that, guys. I went ahead and tried to, let me see what's going on. I'm sorry, guys. We are having some, a little bit of latency issues here. Let me see what I can do real quick to sort this out. I'm going to see if I can free up some bandwidth real quick. Hold on one second, guys. Hope that's coming through good for you. I just went ahead and texted someone else here at the house and asked them to lay off the internet for a little bit. So, in a world without e-packets, the first thing that you are going to want to be cognizant of is the fact that the cost of goods are going to go up. So when we start looking at things like watch batteries, and we start thinking about things like cell phone cases, you know, things that we can go on and we can historically get for 99 cents free shipping, maybe $2.09 free shipping, you're going to start seeing those just go away. Now, obviously, there's going to be other alternatives of other means of getting the cost reduced, different shipping options available to them other than the standard e-packet shipping. But even some of the other options they have now are still subsidized options. They're just beyond the range of what we would call an equivalent for first class. So you're going to see just general consumer goods going up as a whole, and that's going to be for online orders only. So when you think about it as far as like a rippling effect happening here domestically, I don't really see something like that happening because most of the people who are selling these goods from China who have retail setups, or you even see them at swap meets or other markets, they're buying them in large quantities. They're not having one-offs shipped on over. And those who are getting maybe 5 or 10 products at a time, if they still want to be able to deal in these products, there's no reason why they can't have 10 or 20 of them shipped over at one time if it's a product that's genuinely working for them. Let me look at this comment real quick. We have, I still do not understand the UPC purchase. What is 100 other people at the same point need the same item UPC and can't find one that someone else bought? I do not get this. So, Judy, the concept of the UPC is if you have a private label item, something that you've either created yourself or you're putting out to market, or if you have an item that does not have a UPC and may have never had a UPC, but eBay or Amazon is requiring you to have a UPC for that item. So you can take a UPC and be able to use it. So it's sometimes it's the difference between being able to list up a case of like 40 items, and you might pay your 10 cents or so to be able to get those 40 items listed up. Sure, people are going to be able to piggyback off of it, but there's also going to be other people piggybacking off of that as well. So that's kind of how you want to look at that situation. One of the other things too, when it comes to living in a world without e-packets, it's something that you kind of want to think about. You kind of want to think about the fact that if you position yourself correctly within the market and you say, okay, I realize that there's a lot of these products that are available now for $1 or $2 that simply aren't going to be available anymore. If you position yourself to where you're buying up large quantities of this, you can be in a place where you can start making large amounts of money coming into next year. If you are the person here domestically that has this item in quantity and you're able to pack them and ship them out, maybe you're doing letter rate, maybe it's something that's applicable for first class where you can still make money, you can make an absolute ton of money doing that. And, there's more than just watch batteries and cell phone cases. There's tons of stuff within jewelry, tons of stuff within cosmetics, there's tons of stuff within fashion that's coming across e-packet. Pretty much anything you can think of, any type of commodity you can think of that's coming over from China that you are able to purchase, especially sub $1 rates when you're buying in quantity. There's stuff that you can get for 50 cents that you'd be able to sell at the $6, $7, $8 price point here domestically. It's just a matter of positioning. So we're going to be exploring a little bit more of that coming into next month as we get more information as to what's going to be happening with e-packets, but I don't really want to go too into detail. I will say this also. This is something that not a lot of people are talking about, because it's important for me not to just take the information that's given to me by, Bloomberg or the Times or by e-commerce bytes and just regurgitate it to you. I like to give you a little bit my interpretation as well. I mean, my little extra special sauce on top. But I can see a market where drop shippers are truly going to flourish. People who are, playing the middleman, if you don't know what a drop shipper is, I can see them doing really, really well when e-packets aren't a thing anymore, especially if there's people who are willing to hold the product domestically. When you think about it this way, we're talking about millions of listings, millions of them, that are either going to have to be revised or removed from the platform. Both eBay and Amazon did not want to comment today regarding e-packets being pulled and them not existing anymore. They just said, we have no comment. We just don't want to comment on the matter at all. And I found that very, very surprising, because eBay can even understand the fact that, millions and millions of items a day that are being sold right now, they're catching their 5 or 10% right off the top. This is going to be a massive blow for them. Now that I think about it, I wonder, we talked about this before. We talk about stock prices all the time. If you guys remember, a month ago, eBay stock prices, oh my God. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about. Let me go ahead and see if I can bring this up on screen for you. Actually, no, I'm not going to be. My computer's just it's gonna die if I do. So 30 days ago, we had a discussion on here, and we talked about eBay stock prices. And I bring it up maybe every 2 months or so, where we'll stop what we're doing and we'll have a little chat about it. And a month ago, all of the investors and all the strategists were saying, now is the time to invest into eBay. Now is the time to start spending your money coming into the holidays. This is what you need to do. I'm sorry, guys. I am still having some little bit of tech issues here. Gosh, I'm sorry. We're really trying to get this YouTube thing working, but it's a little bit of a nightmare right now, because it's the computer I'm on. It's really, really juicing to try and be able to keep up right now. So the investors and the analysts were saying, buy eBay, buy eBay, buy eBay. And this is when it was trading right at about $33, $34 a share. And I said, don't buy eBay. This is not the right time to buy eBay. They had massive layoffs. Don't invest your money. I get it. Q4 is coming up. This is when they make all their holiday dollars. This is when they're going to have their big turnaround. Totally understand why you're saying that. Okay. But they had massive layoffs. Okay. And now we had this news today. And I didn't expect things to be as bad as they were. I knew they were going to be rough, okay? But if we look at Thursday, they're trading at $31.55 a share. This was already somewhat of a historic low for them. I haven't seen them this low coming into the heavy part of Q4, because we're thinking, a lot of people think of Q4 and they think just Christmas, but we forget, there's a lot of holidays around that time. And even if you're non-religious and you celebrate no holidays, the Q4 time is generally a time of gatherings, okay? This is when people are coming together. This is when people are also getting time off of work. This is when people are spending money on things like home improvement and renovations but predominantly gifts and decorations, But we have Christmas, Halloween, Kwanzaa, New Year's. We have Thanksgiving. We have a ton of traditional holidays, and then, of course, a ton of non-holiday reasons to be coming together. Okay, this is the time that eBay is supposed to shine. So this was a historic low for them coming into it this year. And we saw them at $31.55 as of Thursday. Today, holy cow, $28.75 a share. I'm going to look at it year to date. Let me check this out real quick. So over the year, so they are at the lowest that they've been at in a year. Let's go and take a look at I'm going to take a look at their 5-year. Okay, so what we're seeing right now is we're seeing them trading where they were trading roughly towards the end of 2016. That's how long it's been since they've been this low. It's a 2-year low for them. That is scary. Hello, Tia Leah. And let's check out some of these comments real quick. We got Corey says, was just wondering how it's going to affect drop shippers. Yeah, no, the effect on drop shippers is going to be very, very interesting. I can't wait to see what happens over the next month or so with them. Pam says, do you think the buyers could leave if they find their cheaper tech? I don't know if there's going to be many other cheaper alternatives. I mean, the amount of stock you have to carry to be in like tech and to be competitive here domestically, it's insane. If you look at some of these Chinese sellers and you go to their stores, we're looking at people that have 40, 50, 60,000 plus listings at one time. Okay, there's not many brands here domestically that are going to want to carry that many SKUs at once. It's a heck of a lot of work. Corey says, eBay fell so hard it would be good time to buy. I'll be honest with you guys. If you have money to burn, okay, you just have money sitting in an account. And I can't sit here and say, yes, go buy it. But if there was ever a time to do it, a 2-year historic low, I mean, we've all looked at stock charts before, and we kind of know what the lines look like. But $28, or what are they at? $28.75. Ooh, that is scary. Some people lost a lot of money today. And, I don't know. Let's take a comparative look and see where Amazon's at, just out of raw curiosity. This would be a good thing to know. I know they're always trading nice and high. Amazon is at $1,764 a share. Holy cow. Comparative to their 5-day, they're at a low right now across the 5-day. So they took a little bit of a bump too, but even with the news coming out this morning, it was a very small bump. It was about $1. So comparatively speaking, we're talking 0.001% to a full 3% from eBay. So it's scary times for them. So let's keep talking about some of the other stuff that's going to be happening when we talk about a world without e-packets. We're talking about more room for domestic development of brands as well as new IPs coming to the market. So when we were talking about holding inventory just a second ago, about 20, 30, 40,000 SKUs, that's a little bit disgusting to think about that many SKUs. But when we start thinking on a smaller scale, start thinking about places like Radio Shack, okay? Radio Shack didn't die because they had bad marketing. Radio Shack didn't die because they didn't change with the times. Radio Shack died because international as well as domestic competitors completely ran them out of business. It was a complete death blow to what they were doing, because I can't go into a Radio Shack and in good sense spend $10 on an item that I can get for 99 cents with free shipping from China. Okay, so what I think that we're going to start seeing, not necessarily immediately, but over the next year, maybe the next 2 years, we're going to start seeing a transition where you might start seeing these shops popping up again. Little tiny, maybe within outlets or within strip malls, you may start seeing little variety stores that are going to carry a handful of these SKUs that were generally cheap items on eBay, if we go in the direction where those are no longer ever available again. And then like I said, unless there's a way to be able to ship things cheaper domestically, which I don't see happening this year, but I'll tell you, with the adjustments with what happened with Trump today, there might be a time where we sit down in 2020 and I say, guys, I have some great news. USPS rates are going down. I could see that happening. Mark my word. Today is Sunday, the October 21st. Give it 1 year, we may see some reductions. Now, we are going to be getting into postal rates here right after this bit, because we have to talk about the 2019 new postal rates, and we're going to be doing a tutorial on what zones are, because my God, have I seen some bad explanation of what zones are. So let's see. My last speculation as far as I got 2 more speculations of what I think is going to happen, okay? Another one, I could see China stepping in and subsidizing things for sellers and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and take that subsidy. We're going to take it internally. We had 6% growth GDP year over year. Last year, we can go ahead and absorb that discount on shipping, lower our actual our gross gain because we're not getting the full discount, but we can still actually be able to reflect gain. Because a 6% growth last year, I can tell you hands down that probably 90% of that is applicable because of the discount that they were getting. I can't see any other way otherwise. I mean, obviously they have massive companies that are cranking out huge tech, but like I said, 60% of the packages that are coming inbound are coming from China. So expect the China government to step in and try and do a little bit something to help out their sellers. And then the last thing that's a really interesting aspect that, again, not a lot of people are talking about is I can see this really affecting the counterfeit market. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, how is that even possible? How is this going to affect counterfeits? Well, if it cost, $6 or $7 to get something from China to here, okay, and, before they were able to get it here for $1.15, $1.20, and, a counterfeit item that would be sold domestically for, let's say, $10, it's not really going to be worth, the authentic being sold here domestically for $10, it's not really going to be worth the trouble for someone over in China to tool it and counterfeit it and ship it over here if they're only going to be selling it for $7. So I can see lower cost, think like as seen on TV type items, being able to have a much longer shelf life and not have to deal with the counterfeit market nearly as much, especially when it comes to things coming from China. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. So USPS 2019. And also, guys, if you have any questions, check out this little box right here. It is a live Q&A. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Patreon for just 1 second after I get a sip out of this coffee. And don't hate me, Mindy, for using my Owl coffee cup. You can blame Daniel for not doing the dishes today. So, those of you who are watching this for the first time, we've been doing this for 6 months on Facebook, and we have just come to YouTube for the first time. So I'm going to talk to you about these lovely little links right here. The first one up, it's a pirate ship link. It's my link though, bit.ly/cheap ship. If you aren't using Cubic shipping, I guarantee you're going to want to use it after this segment. This is the most important thing I'm going to teach you guys today is we're going to talk about cubic zones. You need to be signed up for this pirate ship. I'm going to tell you that right now because you're not going to be able to get the prices that I'm showing you that when we come into this next segment if you aren't signed up. This is completely free. No monthly, no sign up fee. You only pay for the postage you're using, and I guarantee you, I'll bet you $1,000, it's the cheapest shipping you're going to find online. If you can find a cheaper label for the same destination, for the same carrier, I'll give you $1,000. Next up, Facebook.com/groups/Pickers Lounge. Did you know I'm available 7 days a week online? Not just on Sunday when you see me here. So if you have any questions, you can join our Facebook group. You can also work with a wonderful team of experts too. But I'm available on there, and you can sign up and come join us and talk with us about the stuff you found and share some of your success stories on eBay and Amazon and Posh and Mercari. We'd love to hear about them. Or if you just have like a yard sale pickup video or a pickup picture you want to show us, feel free to show it to us as well. Corey Barlow says, Jay, has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like Ty Lopez? You know, I wish my bank account looked like Ty Lopez. But yeah, no, I mean, Ty Lopez is a good-looking guy. I can kind of see where you would get that impression. Next one up, guys. You know, you all heard about Patreon. Those of you who are just kind of wandering around on YouTube right now, the few of you that are coming and going. But Patreon, we built something really, really special. Maybe Pam can drop the link in there for everyone right now. But Patreon, we built a network where all of the experts get together and we have a group chat that runs 24 hours a day. So if you have a quick question or some type of issue, or you know what, even if you want to vent your frustrations, I was just in there right before the show aired and I was venting a frustration about a negative feedback that I had received. I kid you not. It seems like Sunday, 30 minutes before the show airs is the best time for buyers to leave me a negative feedback. And this one really got under my skin because there wasn't a whole lot of room for recourse for me to be able to contact eBay to get it resolved out. So I had a negative feedback left and I was able to talk with the team and they, you know, like, hey, you'll get it, you know, it'll be all right. So that was really nice. So, Monday, you know, and Monday, I don't know who you are because your name isn't the right name, but feel free to let me know who you are and I'll thank you again. But yeah, if you'd like to check it out, patreon.com/Bolarama, you'll see all the great options. It's cheap too, guys. It's like 50 cents a day. It doesn't cost anything. And then we also have our PayPal link and all the money that we make, it goes back into the show. Those of you who don't know, we've invested almost $10,000 into this show between, you know, microphone equipment, computer, streaming, software, like all the stuff that we need to be able to make this work. It has cost a lot. Anthony, okay, now I know who you are. And I appreciate your help on that document the other day. Holy cow, did you make that thing look amazing. I got a lot of compliments about that. So, 2019 proposed changes and what you need to know. Guys, I have a couple of new things going on. So first thing, we are going to drop me down into the corner and I'm going to show you a chart that none of you guys have ever seen before. And I'll tell you why. I made this one myself. So I'm actually going to have to pull up some extra stuff up top here so I can be able to pay attention to exactly what's going on. So what are we looking at, guys? We are looking at the understanding postal zones for 2018. And I specify the date on that because it's going to be a little tricky. Let me go ahead and flip my camera really quick so I can get a little more out of the way. Transform, flip horizontal. There we go. So what do we have here, guys? This example shows zones from Central California working across to the East Coast. We need some music because this is going to get really boring really fast. So let's get some Hawaiian music going in the background, okay? Because we're pretty much going from Hawaii across. So I hear this all the time. People saying, I do not have to worry about postal zones because I live in Zone 1. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clarify real quick. We all live in Zone 1. All of us, everywhere in America. Zone 1 represents where you live. So this chart here, I'm really going to try my best to explain what's going on. So cubic shipping is the method where we are focused more on the destination of the package than the actual weight of the package. And we've done a lot of tutorials regarding cubic shipping utilizing services like Pirate Ship. So if you aren't using that yet, some of this is going to be a little foreign. If you need the link after this is over, we'll be happy to give it to you. So this example here, if you look all the way off to the side, you're going to see that that arrow is pointed at Fresno, California. If you ship a package from Fresno, California outbound to someplace outside of that first circle, then you're going to be looking at all these different zones here, okay? Or even within that first circle, you're going to see all the different zones, and they're based on the distance. I did my best to try and make this chart as accurate as possible, and we got a few more charts that we're going to show you too. And you're probably thinking, you're like, Jay, I don't ship cubic, I don't use Pirate Ship, why do I need to know this? Cubic, or not cubic, what do you call it? Postal zone shipping. Zone shipping is coming to first class. So if you ship first class, which we all ship first class, you're going to need to know this stuff. So this is part of the change that's happening in 2019. So as you can see all the way on the end there, the first closest portion to you, up to 150 miles away, is considered zone 1 and 2. It's all the same. There's no discount or change between 1 or 2. It's just that whole circle is 1 and 2. Zone 3 is going to be up to 300 miles away, and we've drawn the circle all the way out. Zone 4 is up to 600 miles away. And I want to let you guys know, too, that these are approximations, okay? And you're going to see other zoning charts online that are just going to say, like, zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across America. Absolutely useless to use those, okay? Because you like I said, unless you live in that specific zone 1, that chart means nothing to you, okay? And then zone 3 goes up to 300 miles away. Zone 4 goes up to 600 miles away. 5, 6, 7, 8, you guys can see it right there. 1,000, 1,400, 1,800, and then this is the important one, zone 8. Okay, zone 8 is going to be your biggest nightmare, guys. But yeah, all the way across from one coast to the other is what you're going to be seeing there. Anthony says, I didn't know chill coffee house music was Hawaiian. I think it's got a Hawaiian flair to it. I literally have it saved on my computer as Hawaiian chill. Just that little, right here, that little twangy. That's very Hawaiian. Come on now. So, yeah, so this is the chart here. Let me show you one more, okay? Let me bring up another one. This is what it looks like if you live in Central America. Like, we're right down there in Texas. Now, if you live a little bit higher up, let's say you're in Kansas, for instance, okay? If you're in Kansas, you hit the darn lottery, just in the sense that you're really never going to be looking at Zone 8 much of ever, if ever, okay? But like I said, Zone 8, and here's the big thing too. We also want to look at Zone 5 and beyond, okay? Because that's where we're going to start seeing increased pricing on first class, specifically for packages going from Zone 5 onward. And I have a lot more charts to show you. Oh God, I know it's going to be boring, guys, but we totally got to get this done. So this is an example. Oh, my thing is not flipped around. Let me flip this around one more time. Let's get this flipped. Transform, flip horizontal. There we go. So, as you can see, this is from Texas outward. We're using Austin, Texas as our example for this one. So anything beyond those first couple of states, you're going to see an increased price when you're shipping things out first class. Let's pull up one last chart right now. This chart right here is showing an example. Whoa, what did I do? I clicked on something, guys. Hold on. Let me get this going. Primary, transform, flip horizontal. There we go. So this example shows the tip of the East Coast working your way across to the West Coast. So this looks, what is that? Aroostook County, Maine is what we're looking at. This is the worst case scenario if you live all the way up there. Look how much of that falls into Zone 8. Look how much of that falls into Zone 5. So there's certain people that are really going to get hit by these changes a heck of a lot harder than other people. So I just wanted to explain how zones work, because I literally, if my roommate came up to me and he said, we're going to be fine, we live in Zone 1. And I've heard so many people say this, and it just irks me because there's not really any clear charts or clear explanations online about how the zones work. So if you were confused before, here you go. These charts are going to be available within the Patron Lounge, which is our second private page on Facebook. If you'd like to join that, please let us know. We can get you set up to join that. We have a ton of stuff on there. We're working on more charts. We have like rebuttal letters. Like if you have issues with scammers on eBay, we can put together letters for you. We got all kinds of goodies on there. So let's go ahead and switch back over to the main one right here. So those show you all the zones. Let's go and take a peek at some of the new pricing that we have going on. Let's bring this up real quick. So Here we go, guys. We got some new pricing. I'm going to bring this music down just a hair. Actually, we're going to nerf the music because we got to pay attention for this just for a bit, okay? So, the new first-class package service rates are now calculated based on zones. Just like priority mail, this means the distance a first-class package travels now dictates the shipping rates. Zones 1 and 2 are the same as 2018 overall rates and serve as a starting point for the new tiers, which are broken down below. So on this screen right here, I'm showing you weights 1 through 8 ounces. The next screen is going to be showing you the next set of weights as well. So as you can see, if we look at column 1, we're going to be, I don't know, can you guys can't see my cursor on screen. I just realized that right now. So if we look up at zone 1, we're looking at 1 ounce to 4 ounces. We're going to see a flat rate pricing of $266 for zone 1. But once we get into zone 5, we're looking at $318 on up. So now when you're doing your packages, 1, 2, 3, and 4 ounces could be anywhere between $266 and $318. That is a lot of variability. That is a lot of volatility. And if you think that's bad, I can promise you it's going to get significantly worse. Now, some of you have looked at these charts and haven't been able to make 2 cents of it. Hopefully, the time together now will help out with that. Now, if we look across the top, now I do want to explain again, Zone 9 is something you're really not going to have to worry about, guys. So Zone 9 is going to be for your international is going to be for, not international, like Peru and Guam and, what do you call it, sovereign territories and stuff to that effect. Judy says, no free shipping. Nope, totally give out free shipping still. You just need to assess your inventory and see which items are still going to be capable of sending out free shipping. You know, you're going to want to see, packages, or you're going to want to see items that work best for the new shipping format. If you have an item that would have traditionally gone first class, where now first class might be $2 to $3 more and you can't reasonably justify sending that item anymore, it should probably come off of eBay. And it might even possibly have too thin a margins to be able to ship out. So we've talked about this before, about the baseline minimum of what you're going to be able to sell online, you know, especially when you're out doing your sourcing, when you're out picking stuff up. For me, or for a lot of people I talk to, they say, I won't get anything unless I can make X amount of dollars on it, you know, and I have minimum margins I like to make. You know, as of earlier this year, I wouldn't pick something up for $1 unless I could sell it for at least 13 bucks, give or take. Anything less than that really wasn't worth the trouble. Now that we're looking at these new pricing numbers, I'm actually leaning a little bit closer towards $15 to $16 on a $1 buy. A $2 buy, we're going to be looking at a little bit closer to $19 to $20. Just because we have fees, we have shipping, PayPal fees, all of that stuff, it's going to be important that you're more conscious of your buys based on these new rates. So as you can see, going all the way across to Zone 8, we have that flat again at $309 for all items going out to Zone 8. But once we get past 5 ounces, we're seeing $363. Okay, flat across the board for 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we're also seeing a little bit of variation coming through the midsection as well. But let me show you the back half of this chart. I wasn't able to fit it all on one screen, so I'm going to pull up that back half now. I'm waiting for my end to load up here. Give me 1 second, guys. So if we look at, we have 7 through 15.999. They can't say 16 ounces because 16 ounces goes priority. So we got to say 15.999. Okay, we look at these rates over here. We're seeing that continuation on that 363 that we saw before. But now once we hit 9 ounces, you know, we're looking all the way across at Zone 8. We're seeing prices that go from 433 up to 433 up to 553. Holy cow, that's a little bit expensive. So we're looking at a, just under a 16-ounce package could cost you as much as $553 now. And what is that up from? $466? It's up almost a whole $1. One of the price points that was hit the hardest was 13 ounces, saw one of the largest gains. On the baseline, if you look at 12 ounces at $382, and then when you go 13 ounces, all within Zone 1, you're looking at $494. Now, if we go across and we look at, let's say, a Zone 5 package, we're looking at $5.12. $5.12 on a 13-ounce package. This is one of the worst case scenarios when you have that going on. So let me look at the comments real quick. Wouldn't it make more sense to have a reasonable price and add shipping so that the person buying it pays the shipping they have to get by default? No. And here's the thing. I 100% respect the comment. Let me explain why. Charging shipping is kind of a myth. Okay, there's very few situations, I believe personally, where charging shipping is applicable. We're looking at oversized items, and we're looking at art type pieces and hyper collectible items where you can get away with charging a shipping rate. I had a brand new sealed ColecoVision I sold the other day, and I charged full pop shipping plus a handling fee as well. I think I charged $20 handling on top. And I justified it. I said that handling fee is going to go to a brand new virgin fiber box, never used before, non-recycled. If you don't know what virgin fiber means, it means non-recycled box. They're very much so stronger than a recycled box. And all the padding and bubble wrap and everything else that I was going to need to properly protect this item. That's where the money was going. And when people are spending $500, $600, $700, $800 on an item, they don't mind paying for the shipping as well. But if you have a situation like you got a $400 or $500 item and it's going to send out first class, you're kind of like I don't know. I think it looks really scummy to charge that $3.50 or $4 shipping on a $400 sale. But if you have an $800 sale on a huge item and you want to charge $40, $50 shipping, I think that's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly visible as to why you're doing that. So to be able to say to pass that shipping cost along to the buyer, it doesn't really exist because we have to compete with the market competitors that are out there right now. So if we take something like this really hideous coffee mug that I have here, okay, let's say these are online right now for $9.99 free shipping, okay? I can't just put one up for $9.99 and then charge $3.50 shipping on top of it. No one is going to buy the $13.50 out the door one when there's ones available for $9.99. Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. So certain items just simply aren't going to be really worth the trouble. Even if we bump it up higher, and let's say this is a $20 coffee mug, and you say, I just want to charge shipping on it as well. Well, I mean, you have two options. You can either sell it for $16 and then add $4 shipping, or you can sell it for $20 with free shipping, or you can say, I'm going to sell it for $20, but I want the shipping on top for $24, and you're just going to price yourself out of the market. So the thing is, we're always competing against the true comps, whether they have the shipping shown or whether the shipping's bundled into the item. It's always going to be the same price because we think about price plus shipping lowest first. So 20 plus 4 shipping is still a $24 item. It's going to show up right next to every other $24 item. And that's why I say free shipping is kind of a myth. Judy says, I don't have those high dollar items. I'm talking about cheap crap. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully that example kind of makes a little more sense for you. I was arguing with somebody the other day that when it comes to figuring out, I'm sorry, I just had a comment come in. Postal calc. Thank you for sharing that, Pam. Yeah, I was explaining to somebody the other day, it all goes to the same place. All those shipping costs kind of bundle in together. So if the item can't be sold with free shipping, then it just simply, you just simply can't be sold. That's the way I perceive it, that it shouldn't be listed on eBay if there's not enough money to be able to do your shipping cost and be able to walk away with a profit. Let's take a look at our next slide, guys. This is just all the first class here. I'm going to back it up so you guys can see it one more time, and I hope you appreciate the slideshow. This took 45 minutes to figure out how to make a slideshow within OBS, and I know that's some of you guys are using OBS and you're just disgusted by the thought that it took me that long, but boy, was it tricky. So let's go and take a look here. We got regional rate shipping for 2019. I do want to specify real quick that regional rate boxes are not cheap. You will not be using regional rates at all, pretty much. Since I switched over to cubic shipping, I haven't had to use one once. Oh yeah, only mods can post URL links. Yeah, that has to do with the fact that we have to make sure there is no like spammers and stuff putting stuff up there. I'll go to make you a mod too, Tim. There you go. You can post up whatever you'd like. I trust you. So regional boxes, they're rarely ever going to save you some money. So regional rate service is less used but useful shipping service. You ship using preset boxes you can order online, and the rate is cheaper when shipping shorter distances. Very, 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 very rarely. Let's take a look at some of these. We did see increases across the board. We're looking at Commercial Plus pricing here. The Commercial Plus is only available through Pirate Ship or if you are a top-rated seller on eBay. So you can see zones 1 and 2, and this is packages, I believe, that are pegged at the £4 rate. You're looking at commercial plus increases of anywhere between 55 and 72 cents across the board across all zones. Like I said, we don't use regional boxes much, so I'm not going to be speaking much on that one. Let's go and pull up the next slide. It's going to show a little bit more of these regional B boxes, some of the pricing changes as well. And then let's move on to the next one. This is priority mail. This is an interesting one for most people. So priority mail is, you're going to be using this when Cubic does not apply. Okay, so priority mail is the core parcel shipping service for USPS. It's very versatile, and millions of these are shipped every single day. This example is being used at the £4 price point again. So if we look at the price increases for zone 1, 2, when you're shipping very close to you, it's again, going to be very rare when you're shipping that close to you and you're going to be going priority. You're looking at an increase of 62 cents, but across the board, that's one of the biggest bumps. You're looking at about a 50-cent bump for your orders that are leaving America as well when you're going into zone 9. So as a whole, not very much increase happening when it comes to priority. Let's go ahead and bump over and look at one more chart over here. This chart shows a little bit more of the zones as far as the rates are concerned. Again, when you start getting into some of those higher pound numbers, you're going to start seeing the rates are starting to get a little bit excessive. Again, this is commercial pricing plus. While I'm on the topic too, I failed to mention earlier, if you ship a lot of stuff express, commercial pricing plus is no longer available for express packages. I don't ever ship stuff express, so I didn't want to make a slide just to outline that as well. Just want to make sure I'm caught up on caught up on comments. Sorry about that. So yeah, here's some more information for you guys. Again, there's not a whole lot to speak on here. Things are getting a little bit more expensive. Again, just use your Cubic shipping. There are some changes in the arena of flat rate. Again, we're looking at commercial pricing plus here. You can see from 2018 to 2019, these are ones that we do use. Your flat rate envelope, you're looking at about a 60-cent increase, almost $7 now, which was the former rate, or close to the former rate of your padded flat rate envelope. And I think they intentionally went after these two pretty hard because a lot of people were using them because they became very economic options. Your padded flat rate took a huge hit, going up 65 cents. And on top of that, there are restrictions now on your padded flat rate, the amount of cubic inches that your padded flat rate can take up. Unfortunately, I did not have time before the show to be able to get all of that put together. Mr. Adam K says, where can I find this regional chart you had up somewhere? We will just send me a message after. Make sure you join our Facebook group. Let me, wrong keyboard. Facebook, sorry, I cannot type right now. Facebook.com/groups/Pickers Lounge. Sorry, I just need to keep that moving. So yeah, make sure you join our Facebook group, and then you'll be able to message me after. I'll send you a message right after you join the group, and you'll be able to get those charts from us as well. So all of these charts, we have them available too. So if we look at small flat rate box, we saw a 65-cent increase. Yeah, starting to get a little bit crazy. Oh, and as I was saying with the padded ones, there's going to be more information coming on that one. Expect that to be available by next week. Medium flat rate box took a 35-cent hit. Most of us aren't using those. And large flat rates, again, most of those aren't using those either. Mr. Adam K says, thanks. My wife is a member. I'll have to ask her. Hey, you should be a member too. And you both should subscribe to my channel because, boy, do we need some subscribers right now. Let's take a look. Do we have any more charts for you? Yes, we do. We got one more. It's on Parcel Select. Rarely do we use Parcel Select. We've added this to our roundup of this year to show some shipping options that did in fact decrease. Overall, Parcel Select ground will be going down by 1.3%. And we've used these examples at the 5-pound package to show the changes across the zone for Parcel Select shipping rates. So if we look at zones 1, 2, we're seeing a price increase of 30 cents, so the closest ones to you. But here's the thing, Parcel Select going down by almost $1 across the board, for your heavier ones, and about 50 cents to a quarter on your lower ones. I don't really care. If we look at these changes comparative to what happened 6 to 9 months ago, last time they did their increase, they're essentially just undoing that increase. And the reason why is no one's using Parcel Select anymore. Parcel Select became the exact same price or within 1 to 3% of priority. So most people were just paying the extra pennies to upgrade to priority. So I don't get this change at all. It's not substantial, it's not significant, and it's not going to make people use Parcel Select again. I think they're kind of trying to find a way to get more people onto using it so that way they can maybe reduce their overhead by not having to rush packages to where they need to go to. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. We'll bring it back around to the first class, show you that one more time, guys. There was some minor changes in media mail, but we did not include those because media mail, let's be honest, is cheap as it is. So those are all the things that I feel you need to know regarding the shipping changes that happened or that are happening. Originally, they said that they were proposed, but they have been confirmed as of late. So, guys, live Q&A. You guys got any questions for me? We're almost done up for the night right now. Let me just play some relaxing, potentially chill coffee house music. I don't know. I'm gonna have to leave it to Anthony, the music expert, to let me know. Let's see. Pam, I do not understand what that comment means, but thank you for commenting. We could always use more comments. So, like I said, guys, if it's your first time watching, sub to our channel, like the video, let people know about us. We do this every single Sunday. We cover a plethora of topics, and if you have an interesting topic that you want us to talk about, all you have to do is drop it in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer it for you. If you enjoyed the quality of this stream comparative to our last one too, I mean, just let me know. Thank you, Corey, saying you love the stream. Pam, you got a media mail question. What is your media mail question? And the thing is, I don't even know if I can answer it right now because I tried to get as much stuff put together as I could, but some of these things take forever to make. Holy cow. These slides, and the thing is, people don't realize this too. Not only is it a matter of making the slides, but I have to program them all into this so that way I can do the transitions on the fly because it's just me. It's just me here running this whole show, this whole operation on my own. So toggling through everything can be a little bit tricky. Thank you, Leah, for the love and the support. We appreciate that. Make sure you check out all of our pages and everything like that. I always wrap up my show by doing a little thing we call story time, where I talk about things that happened within the week, kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on with me. We talk about me, we play some music, we have a good time, and just like Jerry Springer's final thoughts, I try and leave you with a little bit of something that you can carry with you throughout the week. So, this week has been a very, very interesting one for me. Those of you guys who know me best know that I'm going through a ridiculous lawsuit right now that had required me to close down my business that I was running here locally for over 6 years. It was very, very frustrating and very, very unfortunate, but we did make a little bit of headway. We did get a settlement offer that came back to us, but part of that settlement offer requires me to sign a confidentiality clause. On top of that, it means I may have to destroy all media that pertains to me talking about the lawsuit, and I don't know if I'm okay doing that. We were prepared to go to court and push this matter further, but my landlord also got sued. It was the husband and wife and myself, but unfortunately my landlord passed just a couple of days ago. So now we're in a position where it doesn't seem as if though we're going to be able to push it through to court, and we're just going to kind of have to, I guess, wait it out, kind of see if we can get the settlement done without the confidentiality clause and get it all buttoned up. So I've been dealing with that. And then over the last week, I've been prepping for one last yard sale, one last public appearance to be able to see and speak with everyone. And yeah, it went well. I made like $750. And then on top of that, I've been doing a whole bunch of rolling sales on eBay to try and generate a few more bucks for myself before I do my move. Those of you who don't know, I do plan on moving within the next 30 days. I'm going to try my best to make sure there's no interruption in the show, because I know you guys love it. And I want to let you know, too, I got some great ideas for some more shows that we're going to be doing throughout the week. Those of you who haven't tuned into Small Questions, Big Answers yet, I strongly recommend you check it out. Because the thing is, you may know the answer to some of these questions, but there's other people out there who probably don't, and you may want to help them, but you don't want to take the time to type out this massive answer. So you can just, copy the clip or copy the link and send it on over to them. That helps out a ton, too. So what else are we going to talk about? We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I think we're going to button it up today, guys. So, yeah, let's play a little bit of music. So, the topic that I wanted to talk about before I go with you guys today, it's on the topic of transformation. Boy, I've had a lot of wonderful private conversations with some fantastic people over the last week or two. And one of the biggest takeaways that I've heard from the people that I've talked about is about the process that they're going through in their life right now. And I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of my personal process that I've been through. I've been on this journey for about 1 year, 3 months now. 40 pounds down, non-smoker of 9 months, feeling stronger than I ever have, feeling more capable than I ever have, more e-commerce success than I've ever seen, and honest to God, the brand is growing and I love it. I love every one of you guys who helped make this entire brand possible. And I want you guys to know that whatever your dream or whatever your passion or whatever you're aiming for or shooting for, just don't give up on it. Okay, just keep pushing. The amount of naysayers that I met along the way was just astronomical. People told me that this wasn't going to work and people weren't going to sign up for Patreon and that you're just not going to get the funding that you need to make it happen. I said, no, I truly believe I can make this happen. And I remember people regarding my diet, they're saying, you know, oh, you're just going to give up again, you know. Regarding my smoking, saying, oh, you know, let me know when you start again. And just got to put those people to the wayside and remember that sometimes it's you against the world, but keep good company close to you. That's really what's going to take you very far. Keeping good people near you and filtering out the negativity. I got rid of every single drop of negativity in my life, and I can tell you, I am the happiest I have ever been. Solitary, if need be, but boy, am I a happy camper now. So this week, guys, purge out some of that negativity, and we'll be back very soon. We'll have another chat. We'll have some more fun. And up next, we're going to be rolling some credits. I'm going to be redoing them next week. If you want your name in the credits and you want to help support this show, visit patreon.com/Bolarama for some of the best deals around. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Sunday Reseller Roundup for October 21st, 2018. Coming at you live from beautiful Fresno, California for what may be one of the last episodes that we do here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for making this a great time. I'll see you guys next week.